deal with airplane peanuts?
Big news out of the comedy world yesterday is Chris D'Elia will be joining The King and the Sting as a third co-host alongside friends Theo, Von, and Brendan Schaub. They're rebranding the podcast to The King, The Sting, and The Wing. The Wing being Chris D'Elia. That's kind of playing off of his old popular joke that was like he looks like a tired bald eagle, which is extremely true. And he has that eagle tattoo like on his wrist, and he's just, they needed to... The word wing rhymes with Sting, and it also rhymes with King. So like total no-brainer there. They came out on Instagram, kind of blasted the news yesterday. They all posted the same thing. And I don't know why, but it just made me laugh the way that they did it. It was like a picture of all three of them, like posing, like, flexed up. And then it was like, you scroll through, it was like 5 posts on Instagram. Then there was one of each of them individually with like their little logo next to them, like a lightning bolt and a crown. And then the new wing thing that looks just like the Buffalo Wild Wings logo wing, and black and yellow. And then it was like another picture of all three of them with I hate when that thing goes out, but I'm just going to continue talking, and then I'm going to put that back on, and then I'm going to act. I even wrote a note, check background, to make sure that's on, but I'm in the middle of something, so I can't just whatever. And then there was a picture of all three of them with Little John's "Let's Go" playing, "Let's Go," that song. Let's go! And it's just like zooming in and out. It's just like this intense. It really reminded me the way that they set this all up, and they're all three standing there just like with their arms crossed. It looked like an NBA team that just got a new big three, and they're like promoting that on their Instagram. Instead of three comedians, they're just going to talk to each other more often and post it on Patreon. Like it literally looked like when LeBron went to Miami and they were promising not 1 ring, not 2 rings, but instead of championships, it's just like content on YouTube. But I don't know. That just made me laugh a little bit. I'm going to fix that background, so it's probably going to cut out after this clip.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
But yeah, the show seems like it's going to be awesome. King, Sting, and Wing, 4 times a month, every other week, going from YouTube and Patreon. They even teased a tour, which would be awesome. I guess Theo keeps talking about touring in Australia, but they teased a tour, the murder tour, because they would just murder and, stack up their money in a pyramid like they've often mentioned. And a lot of you, speaking of the money thing, are like, I'm not paying for stuff on Patreon when it's always been free. I found these guys when it was free, yada, yada, yada. There's so much other free content out there, and I totally get that. Paying for a podcast on a Patreon can seem a little backwards because podcasts, they always were free, but I don't know if it's really like a Patreon thing where they're trying to make money. I mean, obviously everything's about money, but they also have mentioned every time they talk about the Patreon episodes that they're tired of advertisers and that they're tired of dealing with these, ad reads, or like they like, oh, this is brought to you by DraftKings, whatever. It seems like, reading between the lines, how they're talking about it and the tone of which they're talking about, I'd recommend going back and watching the last 3 King and the Sting episodes with Chris, that they're doing the Patreon thing to get away from advertisers and to get back to like more edgy or off the cuff or raw, unfiltered comedy. And I am all about that. So I'm going to check out the Patreon personally for at least a month or two, see if there is a difference in content. It's not like that they're that filtered on YouTube even. I mean, the show is legitimately very, very funny. But I think that it sounds like the Patreon might be the place to be, not in like a greedy way, but almost in like a raw, unfiltered comedy way, which everyone who's following this channel I know likes, because the jokes that we like, what we think is funny, I can already tell we have a similar sense of humor. People that subscribe to this channel that commentates on comedy, and the comedians that we all follow together. So yeah, very excited about the King and the Sting and the Wing. I think it's going to be a hit. Like I said, I'm probably going to start off doing the Patreon thing. I threw this up in my, I didn't throw up in my community section, but I threw up the picture of them into my, I threw up the picture of them into my community section, said, new pod alert, first thoughts on the King, the Sting, and the Wing. So let's just go through some of your comments, kind of get a heartbeat on what the fans are saying about this, and what you guys are expecting out of this new show. Will be a decent pod, just a shitty name. Don't just add Wing, fully rebrand, I'd say. I disagree with that. I think it was good to think of something that rhymes with King and Sting, although it's probably, ing is like the easiest thing in the English language to rhyme with. Maybe I'm giving them a little too much credit for thinking of Wing and then tying it back to Chris in like 2 very basic ways. But until I read this, like, I really liked the name Wing, but maybe I'm I'm being too easy on him. I can't deal with Chris all the time. I'm already dealing with Brendan. This guy just comes on trying to change everything. Like, I like him as a guest, but not as part of the whole podcast. Maybe it's just me. He's just too much sometimes. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of guests, and I don't know if Chris is like trying to change it. I mean, obviously they were friends before some of this stuff happened, and they're very committed to Chris if they're going to make a whole King Sting and Wing rebrand and on Patreon stuff. So they seem committed. I don't think he's being too pushy. Even when you watch the episodes, like, I think Chris is hilarious. He gets on that shtick of his, and then Theo will like mock him in the funniest ways, and Chris just does not know what to do about it, dude. And he's just sitting there, and he's like, dude, I hate that you can do me so well, and I can't do you. And like, watching Chris and Theo interact is just it's my favorite part. It's so funny, dude. Like, they are so funny. So I don't know. I think that they're all going to get along really well, and that he's going to blend together. But I can see why you would say that if you were already a big King and Sting fan, why you might think, oh, this Wing is trying to come in here. And I don't know. I think it's really funny. Looks like a group of lifeguards from Hot Topic. Does Hot Topic have like are people drowning in Hot Topics? Is that even possible? Like, why would... I'm going to lose my mind. I don't know how to get that to stay on. But to finish my joke, why would there be lifeguards at Hot Topic? There's no body of water there. There's no life. Hot Topic lifeguards don't exist. I'm going to fix the screen again. I think I'm going to keep that in. I mean, I can't wait until they take over and it just turns into insulting Brendan. There are a lot of comments like this. And just my background in comedy, besides like performing stand-up, is being a big fan of Theo and Chris specifically. And I've never really got too much into Brendan or even into the King and the Sting in general. Like I said, I binged kind of all these Chris episodes before making this video. And when I heard this announcement, because I'm a big fan of those two guys so much, but Brendan, I just never really got into. I watched some of his JRE episodes, so I don't know much about him. It seems like there's some sort of undeniable vein on the internet that is against him. I don't know why that is. So I'm just going to try not to get into that. But a lot of these comments seem very anti-Brendan. I don't know why that is. Someone should explain that to me. If you want to comment, some reasons why I'm getting this vibe, that would be helpful. Thank you. But no offense to Brendan. I don't know either three of these people. I'm just reading the comments. 2 legendary comedians and a bloated Italian drowning victim. So I'm starting off very strong on the, I'm assuming that's Brendan, but 46 other people I think that liked that assumed the same thing. Could be called the King, the Sting, and the Fling changing guests faster than Theo changed girlfriends. And that has been a thing. I know Stevie's been on there, Eric Griffin. A lot of people they're flying through these guests and these co-hosts and stuff. But obviously this sounds like it's more official and more cemented because they're, made this big announcement. They made their NBA Big 3 announcement. And they're going on Patreon. So definitely should. Will they still be playing musical chairs? That's something that Theo was talking about in all the episodes too. Like, I don't know where we should sit. I don't know where we should sit. And they were kind of goofing on him on that. These are really funny. There's 3, I think, episodes up right now of the King, the Sting, and the Wing without it being called that, of just these 3, Brendan, Theo, and Chris up right now. And there were some times I was watching in here alone laughing out loud. Like, this is a good top tier comedy podcast right now. And I'm just assuming that Patreon is going to take that to the next level. But we'll see. And I'll let you know. Obviously not going to show stuff from the Patreon, but I'll let you know what I think about it because I'm going to, like I said, sign up for that. And I recommend that you do too. The King and the Wing would have been a million times better. Like I said, there's a lot of comments like this, but I'm not going to lie that there are comments defending him in my community section. So go check that out. Joke World community section. We post polls and cool pictures and just stuff related to comedy every day that you guys can comment on and throw in your 2 cents because obviously it's fun to throw in your 2 cents. That's what I'm doing right now. Theo and 2 civilian guests. Nice. Theo's coattails are carrying some weight. Damn, Theo carrying both these dudes now. Pay for his chiropractor. A lot of just Theo comments, so there's a mix of everything. And just how the internet is, there tends to be more negative stuff in comments than, positive stuff. Like this post got like 150 likes and there were 100 comments. It seems like half these comments are just people looking to vent some things, but people are excited about this. People are very excited about this in the comments too. Gold, so excited. Chris D'Elia provides a bump. This guy said, why does Theo keep these bozos relevant? We only want to watch him. Then this guy says Theo sucks lately. So that's what I mean about the internet. One guy can love you and one guy can hate you. So I guess this really is not indicative of anything. The same people just keep making the same different podcasts with different names. It's really oversaturated at this point. That's true. But what are you going to do? More power to them. I mean, that's what we wanted, to take the power away from these corporations like Comedy Central and put them into the comedians' hands to do whatever they want. So can't really complain about them doing whatever they want. I'm excited about this. I think this is great. I think there should be more collabs. It'd be cool to get like an LA and New York comic like crossover collab. Well, and that just made me think of the traveling thing, and like there's already a joke on King and the Sting that Theo is not showing up, or like he's, because he's Nashville to LA, yada, 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 like all that stuff. And there's already like, is Theo even going to show up? Like even in their outro thing where he's run out of gas, like 4 times a month is a lot. So I hope that they're not just filming all 4 episodes in a 2-week span, because that seems like a money grab, but I don't know how he's going to travel that much, or if he's going to miss episodes, because then if you're paying for that and Theo's missing episodes and a lot of people just want to see more Theo, that's going to be a whole thing. So I'm curious to see how they maneuver that. Because how like when Two Bears, One Cave, when Tom moved to Austin, and then there was a time where Bert was coming in and it seemed like they were just jamming in episodes, like it was so business-like, and it wasn't like two guys, two best friends hanging out. So I hope it still feels like three really funny friends hanging out for the King, the Sting, and the Wing, and not just like, let's film 4 episodes as fast as we can, get paid, and get back to Nashville. Most people hating on the Sting thought he was funny until they see a comment that said otherwise, and I think that's a big part of the internet is, you make your own opinion in your head, then you might see other comments and get nervous. Oh, no one agrees with that? Okay, now I'm going to start just taking on the popular stance. So yeah, like I said, I don't know why people seem to be against Brendan. It seems like people thought he was funny until they read other comments saying that he's not, and then they just want to get in on the popular opinion. I don't know. That's a good point. Chris saving the pod. All 3 are hilarious. Love it. Like there's very positive comments too. Not paying for shit when there's more free content on a million channels. I'll use this time while the patrons make them $3K a piece and find some new comedians on the horizon. Everyone acts like their content should be locked behind a closed door. Blah, blah, blah. 99% of us found them for free. This makes so much sense. But like I was saying, I think the Patreon might just be to let it fly a little bit more and not have to worry about the annoying, little trolls on Twitter. So yeah, shorter video today. Just wanted to come on and, touch base about this new news in the comedy world. King, Sting, and Wing, 3 very major comedians teaming up for another joint podcast, which has gone so well in the past. Two Bears, One Cage. That would be a good wrestling match or a good promotion for them. Two Bears, One Cage. And then it's either Two Bears and Cage or Tom and Bert wrestling. Two Bears, One Cave went really well. Bad Friends is like so funny. Like those are 2 of the funniest things out there. So I mean, Tuesdays with Stories, another combo. There's so many combos, and now we get our first threesome, our first Menage a Trois podcast. There's probably other ones, but I just said the first one, so don't correct me on that. And very excited. I'm gonna be listening, gonna be tuning in. I'm gonna let you guys know how it is. I recommend doing it yourself too. Go check out their other episodes, announcing this on their Instagrams and stuff. And speaking of Instagram, please go follow WRLD on Instagram. We're featuring a new stand-up comedian every day, a new smaller guy who we're trying to put spotlight on, give him a chance. And then we're also featuring, other content like on our YouTube channel there. So if you're watching this video right now, I guarantee that you would like our Instagram. I just guarantee it. And there's, 50,000 more of you here than there. And if we could get you over there, it would give these people that we're spotlighting a real audience and a real chance to be recognized by people. It'd be awesome. It would be something positive for the comedy world. And it would give people a chance, a platform that we control. Me and you, people like us who have the same sense of humor, get to control it. It's not going to get, filtered and censored and it's everything that we just said that the Patreon could potentially be for the King and the Sting. That's WRLD's Instagram right now. And if we could get you guys all over there, it would just make it so much better. It'd mean the world to those comedians. And, to me too. So get over there, and the best part is we're giving everyone a free Joke World sticker that follows and DMs us. Just DM us your address. It's real, for free, no strings attached. You will get some of these in the mail. We're reposting everyone who sends them where they posted them at. So we'll even feature you on our page if you're not a comedian. Just get these stickers, post them somewhere, and you're up there guaranteed. So thanks for watching. Come back next time and go check out The King, The Sting, and The Wing.